Hey everyone, and welcome back to another 3D revolution. You may occasionally need to print things which are just a bit too big to fit on your print bed, whether it be a big tool or a full-size mech suit. Luckily, PrusaSlicer has a feature which makes it really easy to divide big models into smaller sections which can be printed individually and then you can fit together later on. We're going to be looking at how to use the PrusaSlicer Cut tool in this video, so let's have a look. So sometimes when you bring in a model into PrusaSlicer, it's just too big to fit on your print bed. So here you can see it actually fits on the bed, but it's too tall. So you can see here the color changes, denoting that this area here, the antlers, aren't going to be within the printable area. So what do we do about this? Well, if you select your model and then click the Cut tool on the left here, you can then drag this line up and down or key in a specific height on the Z-axis. And let's go just below that. If you keep upper part and keep lower part ticked, when you click Perform Cut, it will divide the model at that point, keeping both parts, and then place them on the print bed. You can then obviously hide one, print the other, and then hide that one, and print this one so they're printed separately, but ensuring that you've cut them at the same height. If I was to undo that, let's go back a second, there we go. You can also rotate lower part upwards. So on some models you might want the lower parts rotated. So if we do that, you'll see that it's been rotated 180 degrees upside down basically, and this may be because the area which you've cut it at is a better point for it to be printed from to avoid supports. That's obviously not what we would want in this case. And equally, if you wanted to cut apart because you only wanted to print the top or the bottom, let's say you only wanted to print the bottom part, let's get rid of keep upper part and we'll cut it here, and it's just got rid of that top part, so we're now just left with this bottom part. So this is all great and a great way of printing an object that's too tall, but what if the object is too big for your print area because there's something sticking out to the side? So let's have a look at that. So this oversized benchy in this position, you can see the front of it is sticking off the print bed and therefore is not going to be printed. So we want to cut along this line here, but as you may have seen when I was cutting the Kali dragon, you can only move the cutting plane along the Z-axis, giving you a horizontal cut. That's not going to help us here where we want to cut vertically. So what do? Come out of cut mode and then note the point at which you want to place your cut, because we're going to be losing this two-tone visualization. So you need to be able to remember where you want to place that cut. Next, note which angle you want that cut at. So for here, we just want it to be 90 degrees. Select your model and rotate it by the angle that you want to make your cut. So we'll go 90 degrees there. We can then go into cut mode and place the cut exactly where we originally wanted it. We'll click Perform Cut, and you can see we now have our successful cut. However, the models are now in the wrong orientation for printing. So select your parts one at a time, click Place on Face, and reposition them so they are suitable for printing. We'll change the orientation for the front of the boat to normal because this is going to be more efficient for printing. So the last thing in this mode is you want to make sure that you're only printing one of these pieces at a time. So if we hide the body of the boat here, you can see it's blacked out there now. If you have a red line going through the eye up here by clicking it like this, that means that PrusaSlicer is going to ignore it when slicing. So if we then sliced at this point, only the front of the boat is going to be printed and it's ignored the body of the boat entirely. So this will allow you to print multiple parts without having to re-slice them and hoping that you've got the cut in the exact right position. But what if you've got a part that has multiple parts sticking out in different directions? As a nice easy example, we've got a slightly bigger benchy here with the front again sticking off, and we've also got the chimney sticking out the top here. So here we can do a cut, and let's separate the chimney here. We'll perform that cut, and you can then place another cut on one of the parts. So we'll do the same again. We will rotate that by 90 degrees, move into cut mode, come down to where we would like to place that cut. So let's go a bit higher this time. We'll perform cut, and then we just need to rotate the orientation. And then we've got our 3 pieces that can individually be placed on the print bed. Some of them, when they're small enough, you can probably fit multiple parts on the print bed because they're in a different orientation and they're not connected like that. So that is how you do this. Well, hopefully that's made printing larger models easier for you. If you've got any questions or comments, or if you'd like me to cover anything else in the future, pop them in the comments below. Otherwise, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.